Hello, welcome to my workshop. My name is Chris Pine. A couple months ago, I was working on a shaker wall clock, which the video is available on my video channel. If you'd like to check that out, I would like you to. And at the same time that I ordered the clock parts for that clock, I ordered some inserts from the same company, Clock It, and this is what they look like. This here's the thermometer one, the clock one. My intentions were to build something that I could set on my desk at work and have the thermometer there and the clock. After much thought about this, and I was looking through my cutoff pieces today, and I forgot I had these. These are some pieces of walnut, and as you can see, the bark is still on them, and the outside of the tree there, of course. And where I got these was several years ago. A good friend of mine cut down his walnut tree in his backyard. It wasn't a very big walnut tree, maybe 6, 7, 8 inches in diameter. And I went and had it milled at a guy who had a small bandsaw mill. And it's been sitting up in the rafters of my shop here for several years now. And it's dry and ready to use. Well, these were some of the least of the pieces that I got from the tree. And I wasn't even sure what I was going to do with them. And I've cut, this particular one was sort of rough. It was the very first cut on the outside of the tree. I wasn't sure if there's anything I could ever use it for. Well, I was just thinking perhaps we could use this piece here to inset these into, and then I could make a base piece and have it so it leans back just a little bit like that. I think that'll work really well. Perhaps around these edges over, maybe even around the corners. I don't know. We'll take it as it comes. But that's what I'm going to work on today, making my project for my desk at work. Why don't you join me? Let's see what happens. Okay, what I've already done, I've already jointed this surface on the joiner. And at that point, once I had this flat, I joined one of the edges, and then I was able to rip the other side on my table saw so that I basically have parallel and square edges here, as well as the face being nice and flat. What I'm thinking now is, I have my, I don't even know what you call this tool, but it's the adjustable angle device that you use to measure angles and stuff. And what I was thinking was I just made this to about like that, and I set this so that I can take it over to the table saw and set my blade at that angle. Okay, I'm going to use the bandsaw, I decided. Doing the table saw, I would have to make that particular angle. If I'm going to keep the face of the wood down, I would have to do it with the fence, with the piece of wood between the fence and the blade, and the offcut being on the bad way of doing it on the table saw. So I'm just going to do it on the bandsaw, and we'll go from there. What we have now is the piece cut at an angle, as you can see, and it'll sit on the base about like that, so that's really good. The shape of this piece of wood is not going to lend itself very well to sitting on the drill press table when I go to drill the holes out for the inserts. So I'm going to make a very simple cradle type jig with the scrap plywood, and we will use it to hold the piece while we drill out the holes with the Forstner bit. Okay, there's the hole, and it's more than deep enough. I made it, maybe 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch deeper than the insert will be. So let's see how she works here. It's just a friction fit. It looks like it's going to work. Yep, having a heat wave. It's over 60 out here in the garage. The base is very simply a piece of small maple that I had, 1/2 inch thick roughly. That'll be adequate. I think it'll look really good with the piece. I've done a lot of sanding on both pieces, and I have the clocks temporarily inserted there. The inserts temporarily inserted. I was thinking something like that, maybe towards the front there like that. I have gotten the base screwed onto the main piece here, and it looks something like that. I think that's going to look great. You can see the side there, side view, and sanded up really nice. And now I'm just going to put some spray lacquer, I think is what I've decided. I really like that because it dries fairly quickly, and it'll look great, and it'll do a good job protecting the wood. So next is to get some finish on it. Here's the finished product. I think it looks really nice. I think it'll look great on my desk at work. Here's what the front looks like, the side profile, still has the bark on it. Thanks a lot for watching.